Yes, guys, welcome to the Game Week 29 Deadline live stream. It is once again a stressful Deadline live stream. It doesn't feel like we have any live streams recently where we can just kick our feet up and enjoy things. So this is going to be a bit of a manic Deadline live stream, I'm probably going to say, to be honest with you, because I have no idea what I'm doing with my team. I've just got in from work, I've got the computer on, I've set up the stream, and we're live. And who knows what direction this is going to go in the next, I had like a bubble in my mouth. In the next 50 minutes or so, we got so much to cover off. I am very much catching up on things as we speak because I had work. So we will be kind of just doing this off the cuff, to be honest with you. But sometimes that is the best way to play the game. If you overthink it, sometimes I have found personally, then I get myself in a position where I think to myself, oh my God, like processing all this information and you have about 3 days to stew on it. Sometimes just actually going really off the cuff can play its advantages. So, guys, let me know what your plans are in the comment section. Say hi. Let me know how you're doing. Hope everyone's doing well. I apologize. I've got really red eyes. I've been rubbing them like a baby, and they've gone red recently. So hopefully they will not be like this for the rest of the stream. Apologies. So get yourself in the chat. Let me know what you're doing. I need help. You need help. Everybody needs help. And also in FPL. So let's get things sorted out right now. Cheeks, I hope you're doing well, mate. Cold Palmer, what a great name, by the way. Thoughts on Tavernier captaincy? Well, Tavernier is one of those that I've been absolutely considering as a buy myself. The only problem with Tavernier, and I don't think it's a problem really, is do we have a position right now where he is definitely going to start and play 90 minutes? I don't really know the answer to that. But I do think Tavernier is one of those that probably will play. I'm expecting him to probably play decent minutes, but captaincy is a rogue one. We'll talk about captaincy in a minute, I'm sure. Yes, mate, how we doing? Well, nice to see you. Sup, peeps? Hey, how you doing today? Zeus, doing very well myself, mate. Hey, bro, any leaks? Joe, no leaks myself, unfortunately, and I don't think I'm going to be the guy for that. I don't have any contacts, unfortunately. If I did, I'll keep them all to myself and not tell anybody. No, I'm joking. I am joking, but I'm not going to lie. If I was honestly chasing top 1 rank, I probably would sneak a few to myself. But no, unfortunately, I'm not blessed or cursed with the information because it sounds like it's a right pain in the ass. If you're getting DMs left, right, and centre saying, "Yo, I've got a leak of it." I don't want that kind of stress in my life. I'm happy just to go off what we know. But I will say, if you want to keep in the know, go check out on X or the big accounts. If there is anything, they will likely share it. Dark Lord Present. That's a bit of a ominous name, I have to say. Dark Lord Present. Will be a good pick. Well, look, let's just get up the fixtures a minute, just as a bit of a reminder for people. So, apologies. I am recycling like mad this week with graphics, but we have to because it is such a tight turnaround that I've had to use it. So, basically, we've got the next 3 game weeks here. I don't know what you guys are doing for chip strategy, but for me, I'm looking to wildcard in game week 32. So I'm very much only looking at the next 3 game weeks. Again, I apologise if you're looking further than 3 game weeks. But also, sometimes just looking at the next 3 is not a bad way to play the game. So in terms of the situation right now of Iwobi, I like it. West Ham at home, Forest away, Burnley at home. Brilliant. The update right now with Wilson is that they're going to see. That's all we know. They're just going to wait and see, assess the situation. I don't know whether Wilson starts. So as a differential, I think Iwobi is actually not a bad pick at all. Are his numbers amazing? No. But are you getting someone guaranteed minutes with a great baseline bonus? 100%. If he gets a return, he is right in and amongst it. He is right in and amongst it. I see what a super chat here from Scott. Scott, much appreciated, mate. Always on the streams. Always great to see you, mate. And again, super generous with these. I always say you don't have to do them, but nonetheless you do. And I am very grateful. Thank you, mate. So Scott's asking, hi, I have transferred HAALAND to Ekitike, but still have Rice and Wilson. You've done the HAALAND to Ekitike move. I hope this works for you, Scott. I have 1 free transfer, 8 million free, please. I have Semenyo, Richards, Gabriel also. Okay, so Scott, let me know. Obviously, do not send another super chat. Like, what's your chip strategy? Are you wildcarding in game week 32? That's kind of the first real big thing right now. You still have Rice, you still have Wilson. Keep Wilson 100% because you're going to want him in game week 31 regardless for that blank game week at home against Burnley. But the big one's going to be Rice. But I need to know firstly, are you looking to wildcard in game week 32? What are you doing in game week 31 before I can kind of give you a bit more detail on that one? Anderson to Kanate, thanks. So Anderson to Kanate. Well, Kanate is a possible doubt, and Anderson's just been confirmed fit. Whether he starts is a different story, so I definitely would keep Anderson in your team. If you mean Kanate to Anderson, then yes, I don't mind the move, but you can't guarantee Anderson definitely starts. Ross saying Naturo's been tinkering all day at work, but he has work colleagues that are watching and he doesn't want to get caught out. This is a man who knows how to get around the system, and I cannot confirm or deny that statement, Ross, on that one. Brian, hope you do well, mate, as always. Ollie, hope you well, mate. Yo, Nacho, worth doing Enzo to Semenyo. Ollie, you know my thoughts on this, mate. I absolutely love the move as long as it doesn't completely hinder you in game week 31. Because again, for those who don't know, game week 31, as of right now, is a blank game week for Man City. So if you're sat there right now with Haaland, O'Reilly, triple Arsenal, couple of Palace, and you also buy Semenyo, that will give you headaches in game week 31. Do you know anything about Anderson and Wilson? So the news from the press conference is that Anderson is available for selection 100%. So if you own him, I would start him, get him in your teams. Buying him, maybe a different story. Wilson, they're going to assess him after training today. So we aren't really going to get that news. I will be astonished if anybody has travelled up to the Man City or Fulham training centres to keep an eye on things. But to be honest with you, I've seen Stranger Things before. And not the TV series. That's what I'm talking about. I'm just looking right now to see what is the kind of situation right now with Twitter. And I can't see any like team leaks, things like that. So we just kind of got to play with what we know right now. Okay, Scott. So your same chip strategy, wildcard 32, bench boost 33, and you've got serious money in the bank. Well, this comes down to the situation right now where if your team is Ekitike, I'm assuming you got Thiago alongside it. I don't really think another forward is necessary in your team. You've got Semenyo, which is great, but you've got Rice, of course, who blanks. You've got Semenyo that blanks Richards and Gabriel. So you can address that when you get to game week 31. Let me know the rest of your midfielders, mate. I need a bit of context. Or can you just let me know your whole team? And then I can have a bit more influence on that one, mate. Steamboat, what do I think about Raul Jimenez's differential? I'm aware he's a fairly low ceiling. Well, it's not necessarily that. It's the fact that Muniz is back from injury and Raul Jimenez come off in the 60th minute in game week 28. I think we could see, for example, game week 29, Muniz start, or Raul start 60 minutes, Muniz on. That could be the common theme. Now, is 60 minutes good enough for Raul Jimenez in the next three fixtures? I think it could be. But I kind of think Calvert-Lewin is a slightly better pick. He's on penalties, same as Raul Jimenez. Sunderland, Palace, and then they have got Brentford at home in game week 31. Fulham's is better, and I think the minutes are worse for Raul Jimenez, but the fixtures are better. If you're happy with 60-minute subs, I don't mind Raul Jimenez at all. Would I sell Rice wildcard remaining? I'll talk about it in a minute, Andrew, because I'm in that exact boat right now. Just not three transfers, I have two. Semenyo or Palmer as a differential captain, I would go Semenyo myself. I think Palmer's good, but I think Semenyo is a really good choice for this particular game week. Will you do Welbeck to Thiago and Rice to Sade Dango, or sell Haaland to Thiago? Look, with Haaland now, supposedly, possibly has a chance of playing, I just don't love the idea of selling Haaland, so I would get behind the first route options that you spoke about. Andrew, I have O'Reilly, Rice, Wilson, Haaland, Mukiele, Rodon, Potts, all flagged 3-3 transfers, what to do. So really, O'Reilly, with him being touch and go, and so too Haaland, I don't think that is a priority sell for you. And I also would keep Wilson. If you're in a position right now where you're like, oh my God, my team is absolutely cooked and I can't even take the risk on Rice. And it's worth noting, the news is a bit more positive about Rice from Arteta. Whether that means anything, you be the judge. But look, if you're desperate, and you're classing Rice as a risk, Sell Rice, get in a Sabozlai or someone like that. That might help your situation. The money isn't really there with Mukiele, Rodon, or Potts, to be honest with you, on that one. Brian said, I think I'm rolling Captain Semenyo, Voice Captain Ekitike, and starting the flag players. Yeah, I think that is a good play, to be honest with you. And to be honest, let's just take a look at my team right now in the situation that we're in. Please let me know if the actual visual isn't great on your screens. Hopefully it is. So this is my current status. So Ray is fine, Arteta said, so I'm going to go off that. Worst case scenario, Dubravka comes in. Anderson pass fit. I'm happy to take the risk on him starting. Gabriel is an obvious start. And for me, O'Reilly, I'm happy to roll the dice there. I can't get to Virgil van Dijk as part of one free transfer, so that's eliminated kind of the temptation to do that. So I'm going to play O'Reilly. I think he either starts or he plays 0 minutes. And I've got Hill first sub as my defender to replace O'Reilly if he doesn't play. Now, in terms of the midfielders, Bruno Fernandes currently with the captaincy armband because I just don't know exactly what is going to happen with Haaland, but I want to put it out there. There is a chance I will change it. I have not had a chance to really play around my thoughts right now and understand who exactly I do want as my captain. So hopefully you guys don't take that as gospel. I don't know exactly yet what I am doing with my captaincy. Dango obviously sticks around. Rodgers, I hate him so much, but I got to keep him because he plays in game week 31 and I need him for the blank game week. And then, of course, Declan Rice, who is currently yellow flagged, but it sounds much more promising. And I think Rice is the perfect example of he either starts or he gets 0 minutes. I just don't think there is an in-between for him. I don't think away against Brighton, Arteta is going to take the risk and chuck Rice on the bench to bring him on. I just think he starts him if he's available, personally. Then the front three are Thiago, Ekitike, Haaland. For me, I'm just too scared to sell Haaland. The reason being is, even though he might be out for this game, if he is, they still have West Ham in game week 30. I expect him to play that game, and then we can deal with him in the blank game week 31. I just think the thought of me selling him, and then me on Wednesday evening, which is when Man City play, going online and seeing the lineup and thinking, oh my God, Haaland's actually available, is stressful. If they were playing today, we'd probably get a bit more information. And I also think I'd be thinking there's less chance of him starting. But that extra 24 hours, it just kind of makes you think, I think there is a chance he could possibly start. But look, anybody right now that's saying to you, Haaland's starting, Haaland isn't starting, are making up rubbish. Rubbish. Do not listen to him. Do not listen to him at all. Nobody knows exactly what is going on with it. Now, in terms of captaincy, we'll talk about it in a minute. But I want to get a poll going. Need to get a poll going. Who is your game week 29 captain? We're going to put in the usual suspects. Haaland. I put Haaland. Don't know who that is. Haaland. I'm going to put Bruno, of course. I'm not going to put Salah, but please let me know if you are going Salah. It's just because his ownership is not huge. And also I'm going to put Thiago in because he is getting a lot of love right now. If there is no... Oh, no. I'll tell you. Let me put Semenyo. His ownership's probably going to be bigger. Let me know in the chat who is your captain right now. If it's not someone on that poll, please just write in the chat and I can check it out for you on that one. So, that's how my team's looking. Now, let's just play out a hypothetical scenario, okay? So, O'Reilly doesn't play. Hill comes in for O'Reilly. Then Rice doesn't play. Lafitte comes in for Rice. And then Haaland doesn't play. Richards comes in for Haaland. So, I have the bench to accommodate the worst case scenario, and I'm probably absolutely jinxing myself right now, but look, in a game week which is chaos, I think I've got the bench to sit here right now and say if the game suddenly just turned itself off, I can happily just deal with the situation right now. I can absolutely just deal with the situation. So that's the kind of position I'm in. I think I've got the bench to accommodate it. I'm not willing to sell Haaland, so the whole Salah dream's out the window. So it's all about whether I just want to eliminate one of the problems in my team, which could be Declan Rice, and bring in someone who offers guaranteed game time. So we'll take a look at that in a minute. I want to get up on the chat a minute and just make sure I'm catching up on everybody, and then we'll come into some actual transfer plans. If I seem scatty, it's because I am, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I can't even apologise for it. I'm top 7k. I'm going for Ekitike captain. Love it. Semenyo Palmer, I've covered that one. Nacho, hope you're well, Barney. Start Chow at home to Man United or Ballard away to Leeds. Look, I think that's incredibly close. I probably would go for... I always back the home game. But if you've got a Man United attacker, I also don't love the idea of like an attacker versus your defender. So then I'll go Ballard in that scenario. Would you start Krupi over Wilson, fear of a Wilson cameo? Yeah, I do get that. But also, is there a fear of a Krupi 60 minutes if Evan Nielsen is available? I think it sounds like he is going to miss this game. So I'm not a Wilson owner, so I can't really empathise with the headache that everyone is having right now. But I think I probably would start Krupi. Oh, would I? Wilson's ownership's massive. I think I would start Wilson, actually. I think I would start Wilson, personally. And just almost think he's either starting or he's getting 0 minutes. But I get it. There is a chance he'd come off the bench. That is obviously possible. Would I start Kelleher or Sanchez? Well, Kelleher's back available. Chelsea are woeful. And I'm a Chelsea fan. Brentford away against Bournemouth today. Chelsea away against Villa, who are playing poor. Probably would go for weirdly Sanchez. Semenyo captain, love it. Right up there as one of the best captains this week. Now look, Semenyo's one of those where he doesn't have set pieces, but he could have penalties if Haaland isn't on the field. So I don't mind Semenyo. Enzo or Rayan and Anderson or Hill. Enzo or Rayan. Anderson or Hill, I would start Anderson. Start Munoz or Rodon, I would start... Well, Leeds have got an okay game at home. Palace have got their away fixture against Spurs, and Munoz probably will do something against the Spurs team. I like the upside of Munoz, but I think Rodon is your safer pick. He'll probably hit DEFCON, and he has a good chance of a clean sheet with that home game. Start 2 of Garner, Rice or Dango. I would start Garner. Home against Burnley. If you're not starting him in that game, what are you doing? Rice or Dango? I'd probably go Dango. But it pains me saying that to bench Rice, because he has so many different avenues to points. Start Rodon or Senesi? I probably would go for Senesi myself, just. Would you captain Semenyo over Haaland if you owned him? Ooh. I don't actually know. I don't actually know in that scenario. Guys, in the chat, let me know. Just write down Haaland or Semenyo. Who would you captain in that pick? I haven't even got my captaincy on Haaland, so I don't really know how to answer that question. But yeah, I probably would say, if I had Semenyo on my team, would I put him over Bruno Fernandes? Probably. So yeah, I'm putting Bruno over Haaland. So then maybe I should put Semenyo over Haaland as well in that logic, I guess. Wow, half a million sales for Haaland, which could be painful for some people out there, possibly. That could be very interesting. Just seeing right now if there's anything on here, guys. Sorry if I'm looking at my phone. It's because, well, I am looking at my phone. That's the real thing, really. I'm just seeing if there's any news on X. That's all. Would you sell Rice for Semenyo this week? Only if it doesn't hurt you in blank game week 31. You've got to think about that. Right, Scott, I see you put your team in. Thank you, mate. So you got Kelleher, perfectly fine. Gabriel, Van Dijk, Richards, Bruno, Semenyo. So Semenyo's great. Bruno's great. Rice, Dango, Ekitike, João Pedro, Thiago. Bench of Dubravka, Wilson, Van der Ven, and Dorgu. So your actual starting 11, you know, like, I don't love already doing Richards, like starting him, and worst case scenario, if Rice wasn't to play, you've got Wilson to come in or Van der Ven. So I think the team looks fine. Your original question, Scott, was the fact you got 8 million in the bank and you got one free transfer really would tempt me to make the move. But of course, if you're on that strategy right now, I legitimately do not think there is an expensive player that you physically can buy. Like, legitimately, I don't think there is anybody you can buy who is expensive in this list. So you kind of got to eliminate, like, something from your mind in terms of money. I think if I had that money available and your back line is currently that, and I don't love the Richards pick, I would be... Oh, you got Van Dijk, though. Oh, god damn, you got Van Dijk. Mate, I'm going to be honest. I don't think there are loads of huge transfers you can do. I think you could go buy a Fulham defender. I don't love it. Man City, I would avoid. Can't buy Palace. I'm looking at the ticker right now. Leeds, like, you could go do João Pedro to a Calvert-Lewin, but is that exciting right now? You've got 8 million. Do you want to go grab a Mo Salah? I don't know if you really do, to be honest with you. I don't know if you really do. I wouldn't sell Wilson. I think Rice up to like Rice to Salah would be tempting if you could afford it, but I don't know if I would sign that off, mate. Let me know your thoughts. I would almost be tempted to roll, which is crazy to say because you've got that much money in the bank. It's a very unusual situation to be in. Otherwise, buying some Szoboszlai for Rice is also not a bad move, I don't think. Start Szoboszlai or Danga. I'll be trying to find both. I'll be trying to find a way to start both. But I think I would go for Szoboszlai, honestly. Right. Magic Waddle, hope you well, mate. No third striker. I'm worried about Wilson. Considering a -4 for Szoboszlai, Anderson's Fulham will come on. But I think West Ham score and his DEFCON is off and on. Yes, I agree. I'm playing Anderson myself. I just think he does start personally off zero actual like knowledge on that. Like, I don't actually know if he does. So I don't think it's the worst case in the world. Like, the team sounds bad, but I'm playing Anderson. My team would be terrible if I thought like he doesn't play. I'm just going off the assumption that he does. So in terms of your team, you consider a -4 for Szoboszlai, but who you selling? Let me know on that one, mate. Who you actually selling? I would start Rice over Wilson, personally. I think if Wilson starts, he ain't getting many minutes, is he? He really ain't getting many minutes. Rodgers for Iwobi. Yeah, it's a luxury move, though. It is a luxury move. So we go to the menu. HAALAND currently leading the way on 45%. And look, I think right now with captaincy, it's just the big question is, if you don't captain HAALAND... Part of me thinks I want to captain HAALAND because if I'm keeping him, I clearly think there is a good chance he starts. And then if he starts, his ownership will be over 100%. So then, if he starts and his ownership is over 100%, I then want him to blank. Do we think HAALAND... Let's get some minutes up. Let's get some minutes up. What do you predict for HAALAND? HAALAND. No show. Not the big show, the no show. We'll put no show. We'll put bench... plays last... Let's put last 20 because that's usually what the crack is. Bench last week. Starts, plays 60, starts 80 plus. So no show, bench plays last 20, starts plays 60, starts 80 plus. What do we think? If he subs off early, then I'd like to think that Man City have done okay. And it's Forest. They're all over the place right now. They truly are all over the place. The thing is, though, if HAALAND doesn't play, like... I think if HAALAND starts and he plays 60, I think the fixture's good enough to keep the captaincy on him. I'm going to save it on that for now. I just think I can't bring myself to see Haaland starting for Man City. I can't bring myself to see Haaland starting for Man City, and I've stressed about whether I want him. And then I've decided I want him, but I haven't captained him. So then I want him to blank. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that scenario at all. I almost feel like if I'm keeping Haaland, I'm accepting that I think he does start. And then by that logic, why wouldn't I be captain the guy who probably plays 60 plus minutes against Forest when Bruno's got Newcastle? Ekitike, by the way, I do not like his minutes at all. He will start 100%, but look at this. 75 against West Ham. I think he probably comes off early there. Once again comes off early. Sorry guys, I'm just on Twitter seeing if I'm missing anything because I appreciate the deadline's in 25 minutes. Bloody hell. I see 44% of you think he starts and plays 60. And if that's the case, I think it has to be your captain. I really do. Scott, is Rice to Szoboszlai worth it? I'm also eyeing up Mbeumo. Okay, so look. Rice to Szoboszlai, I do like the move. Mbeumo, also, yeah, not a bad move at all. I think Man United aren't playing the best, but I do think it's good. I think I'd prefer Szoboszlai over Mbeumo right now, weirdly enough. Naturally, aren't half the Newcastle team sick? There are some that are sick. Voltemada for one. I know Shah's out and a couple of others. But yeah, I need to figure out whether me keeping Haaland and then not captaining him makes a lot of sense. That's all. Look, I need to be incredibly selfish for a second and try and just figure out what I'll do with my team. So I'm just going to try to do 2 minutes of that. I ain't turning the stream off, don't worry. I'm just going to get up for 2 seconds. So I see what super chat from James Abernathy. Is that the right one? Or have I just absolutely butchered your name, James? Apologies if that is the case. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, mate. Much appreciated on that one, buddy. Rice and Mark Gui, I can never pronounce it, for Dewsbury Hall and Ekitike -4. -4. Okay, so look. Dewsbury Hall, fantastic for this week. Problem is, Everton afterwards have got woeful fixtures, Arsenal and then Chelsea, so it isn't great. But you are bringing in 2 players that will feature this week. Rice, we don't know what the situation is. Mark Gui is just it's a dead spot, isn't it? So you are changing your team structure as well, remember. You're going to a front 3, I'm assuming, with Ekitike in your team. I like it. I think Ekitike plays 70 minutes this week, so do just be cautious of that. Otherwise, I know it sounds crazy, but Mark Gui to Calvert-Lewin, if you can afford that as a direct swap, I don't think is a terrible move either. Guiu. There we go. Thank you, Ollie. Guiu. So, James, as a -4, I don't love it. The main reason being is Rice could start, and then straight away you're like, oh, God. And Dewsbury Hall could repay you this week, but he's terrible afterwards. If your team looks good for 30 and 31, even though you own Dewsbury Hall, you could bench him away in game week 30, then I actually don't mind the move. As long as you are not like changing your team structure and benching someone really good this week. Let me know, mate, but don't put another super chat, of course, because that is that's crazy if you put a second one on that one, buddy. 1 is enough. Right, look, let's just deal with this situation right now for those that are jumping in on the chat. And again, if you could drop a like, greatly appreciated. So, Raya, fine, according to Arteta. We'll call it fine. O'Reilly, we don't know, but I'm happy to keep him and roll the dice. Remember, there's still a game week 30 and they got West Ham, so I'm happy to keep O'Reilly. And Anderson is supposedly available. That's enough for me to keep and start. Rice, it sounds better regarding him, and Haaland, they're going to make a decision. So basically, the conclusion I've come to is I have bloody no idea what is going on with them, and nobody really does. So we just got to come to our best conclusion for it. That is simply it. We just got to come to our own decision on exactly what to go for. So, worst case scenario, like I said, if the 3 players that I mentioned are out, O'Reilly, Rice, and Haaland, then literally this is what my team will look like. And look, it's crap, but it gets by. It gets me a team. If Anderson's out, then game over. game over. But the actual team doesn't look horrific. Now, what could I do to actually help this team a little bit out? Well, what I could do is, quickly, because I'm looking at the time thinking, oh my God, I am very close to the time. Rice out, 8.3 million in the bank. Money, money, money. Loads of money. So, first name on my list is Szoboszlai. Do I think Szoboszlai could do well this week? Yes. Do I think he plays the next 3 fixtures? Yes. And is one of those teams Spurs? Yes. So I think that is actually not a bad play at all. Szoboszlai comes in for Rice. I think he could outscore Rice this week. I think he could outscore Rice the following week. And he plays in game week 31. If that was to happen, I look at the rest of my team. Fantabulous. Looks good. Game week 30, I look at the fixtures. What don't I own? Well, I don't have Tavernier away against Burnley. That's one that I need to consider possibly buying. But the one that I don't have is going to be Harry Wilson. So I need to make sure I've got a plan in place to buy Harry Wilson. Game week 30 looks good. Richards at home against Leeds. I'd probably start there. Hill could probably start, I'm going to be honest with you, over Rodgers. And I would be fine with this team. I don't think I need to force a transfer in this particular team. And Brentford, I'm already doubled up on the attack. Get to game week 31, the team looks like this, and really, I need to make a defensive transfer. I will not be going into this game week 31 without Virgil van Dijk. I think that could kill me in terms of an overall rank. So, straight away, yeah, I could lose a bit of value on Gabriel, but let's just say I was to sell, let's say O'Reilly a minute, to Virgil. 6.1 million, but as I mentioned to you, I need Harry Wilson. So because of that, it can't be O'Reilly. It's probably going to have to be Gabriel in order to afford this. So Gabriel to Virgil van Dijk and then Lafay to Wilson would give me a team like this for game week 31. I've addressed the situation. Yes, I don't have a bench, but don't really care. I would expect all of the players that I've bought to be playing players. Otherwise, I will sell them. And I still got one more transfer in the bank. Look at the fixtures. Don't have any Bournemouth attack. It is what it is. But the rest of the team is covered off. I've got triple Liverpool. We've got double Fulham. The main two, basically. We've got our Brentford pair against Leeds. It is what it is. And we have got a Villa player against West Ham. So Szoboszlai still allows me to get to the players that I want. So that is why I think Szoboszlai is a good buy this week. I think it comes in for this week. I do agree that Wirtz coming back could be an issue. I do think that Wirtz coming back in can be a problem, but do I also think there is a chance that Wirtz? I don't think Szoboszlai necessarily becomes a terrible pick if Wirtz comes back. That's all. I don't think he suddenly becomes a terrible option. But does that team make me delighted? Don't know if it does. I don't know if I'm thrilled with the team, because what I could do is simply roll. Teams like this, game week 30, the team would look like this. I'd have 3 transfers, by the way. 3 transfers to kind of do whatever I want. So what I could do in this week is, if I finally get to this week and I say to myself, you know what, it's time to buy in Tavernier. I know I already kind of need to get rid of Lafay. So I could easily in this game week just do, you know, Lafay to Tavernier as a move. Something like that. And bring in Tavernier for this particular week. And then in game week 30, sorry guys, I'm playing around my team right now. This is what happens when you work a 9 to 5. You just miss out on all the good stuff. Wilson. And then Wilson comes in for Haaland. And then I just simply do O'Reilly? O'Reilly to Virgil. And the team looks like that. And that team looks absolutely fine as well. So for anybody that has just watched me waffle, what do you think? So I'm going to put a selfish poll. And then we'll get back in the chat. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Which one? because I love you guys' impact. Impact? Ugh. Bloody influence. Which one? Roll? Roll FT? Bloody hell. Roll FT. Rice to Sobo. Can't be able to spell his full name. Or Rice to Tavernier. Let me know in the poll, guys, what you would go for. Let's get back in the chat. Let's get back in the chat. Start KDB or Rodgers? It's got to be KDB. It's got to be KDB. We're pretty much the same team apart from I have Semenyo instead of Ekitike and have the two up top. What would you suggest? I would stick with it. I would stick with it. Bench Sarr or Anderson, or do Sarr to Szoboszlai. Bench Sarr or Anderson, or do Sarr to Szoboszlai. I'd be tempted to start Sarr. Great fixture against Spurs. I'd be tempted just to start Sarr personally. Would you buy Semenyo or Szoboszlai? It could depend on your strategy. If you are, you know, free hitting a game week 31, blank game week 31, just literally buy Semenyo. I think he's fantastic. If you need a player for blank game week 31, then I would in that scenario buy I'd buy Szoboszlai. In that scenario, I would buy Szoboszlai. Just check it again to see if there's anything right now. I do think Szoboszlai is an exciting player to buy, 100%. I'm not ruling that out at all. I do think he is a good buy. Goodness me, I'm gonna have to make a decision in a second. I really am, because otherwise I'm gonna have a mad one and miss it, no doubt. Miss the deadline. I mean, it'd be terrible if I missed the deadline while streaming. That would be an all-time low. Would you buy? I've covered that one. Start Kruby Jr. over Rodgers. I would be very tempted to, yes, on that one. Versus back in 30. Yep, that is 100% true. Could that influence Szoboszlai? Yes, it could hurt Szoboszlai, but I also am not too fussed about it. I still think Szoboszlai remains a good pick. Are you doing Rice or Szoboszlai this week? I don't know yet on that one. I don't know. I think it is the one that I want to go to right now. Take Rodgers out instead of Rice. I would love to do that. I would absolutely love to sell Rodgers, but I just don't know if I can bring myself to do so with knowing Rice doesn't play in game week 31. Why is no one doing Rice's Semenyo besides his blank? I know. I probably should, but it just gives me too much of a headache. Too many transfers to rectify it. I went João Pedro to DCL. What do you think? Yeah, I don't mind that. Brian, Rice's Semenyo, in my opinion, roll. So do you mean Rice over Semenyo, or... I guess you mean you prefer Rice over Semenyo. Vice Captain Ekitike over Bruno. Vice Captain Ekitike over Bruno. Yeah, I don't mind it, but for me, Bruno, penalties, guaranteed game time. Ekitike, I think, will play 75 minutes. I've covered that one. Will you sell Rice this week? Look, I'm still deliberating. The problem is, and a lot of people say this, they're like, why don't you just bloody just make your move? And I'm like, well, sometimes I don't actually make my decision until the last minute because it forces my decision. Sometimes you don't know what you want to do and you need time to decide it for you. So like, for example, I could make my move 20 minutes ago, but almost the ticking of the clock forces your hand, and you always make the move that really deep down you knew you should have made. That's why, as of right now, I think the reason why I'm not making a move is because I kind of don't think I should make a move. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Part of me's thinking, I ain't made a move. There's probably a reason why I'm not making a move, and maybe I should just roll with it. I've got the bench. I think if I didn't have the bench this week, I would 100% be making a move. But part of me just thinks, I think I want to just keep this team. Yeah, Szoboszlai's only had 7 attacking returns this season. I think that's fair. I mean, are the numbers for Szoboszlai great? I don't think I've got a slide for him, do I? No, I had one, but it's gone. 0.32, 0.35, 0.25, He's basically averaging 0.31 per 90 minutes, but I do think the fixtures are bloody lovely for him. I do think there are attack and returns in the offing. That's all. I do think they are on the offing. Bruno captain, I think that is the safest play this week. I'm going to have to lock in my team, guys. And I just think the lack of moves from me is kind of making me not want to make a move, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I think the hesitancy is everything I need to tell myself right now. So I think I'm going to roll. I think that's where I'm looking. I don't even think Liverpool are playing that well. I don't even think they're playing that well. So guys, I think this is my team. And I'm just going to quickly explain why. I'm banking on 2 of the 3 flag to play. I cannot bring myself. I don't think I can bring myself right now to own Haaland and not start him and not captain him. If he starts and I haven't got the captaincy on him, I just think that is so incredibly painful. So for that reason, I think I'm going to stick with it as it is. I think Rice offers value, and I also do think that Rice is fine in game week 30 as well at home against Everton if I require him. So for that, I'm rolling my transfer. I'm doing it. And just for comical value, I'm going to lock it in. Thoughts on my decision to roll transfer? Let me know in the poll, guys. Crikey, the poll's going all over the place. Be nice. Timber to Virgil -4. Nah, not for a -4, no. Unless I've missed the news that Timber's out. Oh, crikey. I got to just update people what I'm doing. I'm kind of scared to look at the thing. Nacho's a genius. Thank you. Thank you ever so much, guys. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to go Haaland captain, I think. And can I just say, I have absolutely no bloody idea whether he starts or not. Like, zero. This isn't the man who's got info. I'm telling you now. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly update people. Give me 30 seconds, guys. Cool. Sorry, I just had to post that to the Patreons, that's all, because I just realised we've got 5 minutes. Bloody hell, 5 minutes. Sorry. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm just going to post this on the other Patreon, and then I am all yours. I'm all yours for the next 5 minutes. And let me know in the poll, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on me rolling my transfer with the team that you can see on the screen. I've got thick skin, so don't worry. I won't take it to heart. I'll just cry myself to sleep, that's all. As long as it's above 50%, I'm content. It's at 67 right now, which is okay. But I bet you there's some buggers out there right now that are changing their votes if you can. Sorry, this is very unsociable, but I'm just literally sending the last post. Let's go. Let's go. I can't believe I'm doing this. Bloody hell. Right. Let's go. Alex Iwobi for Rice. I like Alex Iwobi as a pick. He helps you out for game week 31. Just make sure it doesn't block you for Wilson, because I think Wilson is the better pick. Ivan Buemo on my bench. Should I play him over Rayan, Szoboszlai, Rogers, or Bruno or not? I would definitely play Mbeumo 100%. I would probably play him over Rogers, I'm going to be honest with you. FPL Top Bins. Gutted, I didn't realise you were deadline streaming. I've been watching the other guys get the likes in. Hey, appreciate that, Top Bins. Thank you so much, mate. I think the other ones are much more quality than mine, but I appreciate it, mate. Thank you on that one. Did you cover captain? Ollie, for me, the way I'm ranking it right now, if you own Haaland, I just think you've got to, well, you don't have to, but I think captaincy on him is the route that I feel I can sleep at night knowing that if he does play, I have got the best captain for this game week. Simple as planned. Simple as. In terms of outside of that, I think then I would go for Bruno Fernandes and then I would go for Ekitike in that order. Obviously, there are other players. Semenyo, I would probably put second on that list. Big brain Nacho. Big brain, no. Big head, physically, small brain, I think. That's kind of the way I'll describe myself probably. Big head, honestly. Don't find many hats to fit this dome. Start Timber or Dallo. For me, it's Timber. It's Timber, definitely. Would you captain Semenyo over Haaland if you own him? I would go Haaland. But you are taking that risk. I get it. What to do with Wirtz? Look, he's out for this week. He could be back for 30. It's a lot of money tied up in your team. I'd be quite tempted to sell him if your team looks awful. If your team looks okay this week and you're benching Wirtz, then I can kind of get behind it. Oh, crikey. I haven't actually responded to this one. What would I do in this scenario? Guys, thank you so much for the votes there. You've made me a very, very happy crisp. Thank you very much. Thoughts on Rayan? Fine. Absolutely fine. But I kind of do prefer Tavernier now, to be honest with you. Start Timber or Dal. I covered that one. We got 2 minutes. That's why I'm panicking like a maniac right now, guys. I'm just going to say it. I'm panicking like a maniac right now. That is all. Oh, right. My captains. I'm just checking my team out, as you can see on the screen, guys. We'll try not to panic. Raya, Anderson, Gabriel, O'Reilly, Rice, Rogers, Dango, Bruno Fernandes. And then we have got, of course, Thiago and Haaland. So I think that kind of picks itself. I think that's fine. I think we're absolutely fine. I think we're sorted. I'm happy. Am I happy about the captain? We'll see. Captain Haaland, let me just make sure it's refreshed. O'Reilly, Rice, Rogers, Dango, Bruno Fernandes, Vice Captain, Thiago, Ekitike, Haaland. Cool. Start Stack or Rice, I probably would start Rice. Anderson update, I think Anderson probably starts personally, but I actually don't know. Van Dijk captain, Lou, if you want to go there, mate. I don't mind it. Should I get rid of Enzo? If you could afford to get rid of Enzo, I don't mind it. I think Szoboszlai's fine. I think Tavernier is not bad either to go there as well. Sarr or Rogers to start this week, I legitimately would probably start Sarr. I'm going to be honest. I think Spurs are all over the shop right now. It's not like they've got any players coming back either. And we've got 1 minute, guys, till the deadline. 1 minute. I'm refreshing my team like a maniac to make sure it looks okay. Have I made the right decision? Time will tell. Haaland captain, though. Bloody maniac, honestly. Christ, hairs all over the shop as well. God almighty. Goodness me. I don't know if I love it. I think I've missed the deadline as well. Not as in missed it, but I think I've missed announcing the deadline. Oh, God. I don't love it. But it's done. Guys. That wasn't a fun deadline at all. That wasn't a fun deadline. That was a stressful deadline. But we've made our moves. Just for those that... Don't worry, genius Nacho. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. For those wondering, this is what I landed on in the end. No, I didn't have Hill captain, though. I went for this. That's what we're looking like. Guys, that's it. Now, a quick reminder, it sucks, but also we can have a little bit of a chill, is that the next deadline is Saturday the 14th of March. So for those that haven't kept up to date with their calendars and diaries, that is 11 days away. So for those that don't know the situation, we have got 29, which is today. Then we've got FA Cup on the weekend. We then got the first leg of the Champions League before game week 30. Then we got game week 30. Then we've got the second leg of the Champions League. And then we have got game week 31, which of course is going to be a clash for Man City Arsenal because they will be competing in the Carabao Cup final. So with that said, just kind of preempting myself here going into game week 30 and all. Obviously, I've put myself in a position where I'm going to have 3 transfers in game week 30. And it's a long time away. It's 11 days away. So I'd like to think all of the flags have cleared by then. But, you know, we got options that week. I think I probably would bench Rodgers unless Rodgers showed some sort of life in game week 29. And my team could look like this for game week 30. But what I quite like about my scenario here in game week 30 with 3 transfers is just total flexibility. Total flexibility. So it kind of allows injuries. And it also allows me to really identify who to go to. So let's just say Tavernier looks incredible for Bournemouth. Burnley away, I could bring him in for Rice or for Lafitte. Take your pick. It looks fine. Also, if I wanted to lean towards an Mbeumo, I could sell Rice for Mbeumo in this game. We can kind of target him if that is the route I want to go down. I just think this was the best decision to go for, accepting that it could be a painful week, but knowing that I've got real flexibility going into game week 31. And then in game week 31, without any transfers, my team looks like this. I get it. It looks terrible right now. So the best I can do is 2 defenders. I can play a whole midfield and I can play a front 2. So I know I need to make a defensive transfer. That probably will be Virgil van Dijk, just from an ownership perspective. And then I'm going to bring in Harry Wilson 100%. So regardless, like, Wilson will be in this team. Like, for example, let's say I sell Rice to Wilson, and I have 2.3 and I get rid of, let's say I get rid of O'Reilly for Virgil. Like, my team could look like this. And then it's just a case of, you know, still 2 transfers, and then it's just a case of, cool, is there anybody else to add to the pile? But let's think about game week 31 when we get there. It's a long time away. For now, what I want to say is thank you so much, firstly, for voting me as a genius in the poll. That is massively appreciated, as always, guys. And secondly, for being part of the stream. It's always massively appreciated, everybody. This was a mad one. Always appreciate everybody tuning into the videos, the live streams. I'm woeful. I'm going to be honest with you that those tune in. I'm woeful at like messages, comments and all, because I'm just like that in my life. I take like 3 days to respond to text messages and WhatsApps. It's just what I'm like. So I'm trying my best to be better at those sort of things. But I appreciate everybody updating their stuff in the chat. It's always massively appreciated. Obviously in the comment section as well, tuning into the videos. Obviously, we have a bit of a downtime now because there's no point putting any content out right now because we got 10 days, 11 days till the next deadline. So might take a few days off and then we'll reassess after the weekend probably, and then we'll get back on track with content. So thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I really do appreciate it. Have an amazing day. Don't let FPL ruin your evening because midweeks can sometimes have a bit of a negative impact. Don't let it do that. It is what it is. It is a game. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good one, and I will see you probably over the weekend. Take care. Cheers.